Good morning, hello, happy Thursday. I'm looking forward to programming today because I am taking Utsby's advice yesterday to heart. So I want to sort of like stop diving deeply into like making sure that the navigation or the settings or the credits is like fully completed before actually getting like the gameplay stuff out of the way, because we need to find out if that's going to be interesting and fun, and if it isn't, then we just go through the bare minimum of the level builder and the plane to like sort of get the use out of this project out of the way, and then after that we'll be ready to like move on to the next. But if it ends up being fun, then we can polish and get the rest of it in. So it was super good advice from Utsby, and I'm looking forward to doing this. Now, I looked into the Kenny assets folder once again, and I see here that we have this bunny. And then looking at this reminded me that in one of the projects we did before, which is I think an infinite runner, we used this asset. I think though it might have been the pink one. Have been this bunny here. I looked, they didn't have any cats. I would have loved if there was like an orange cat and we can have Zilby in the game, but it's not the case. All right, I'm gonna minimize that and we can close you up. So how are we gonna do this? My thought here is we're gonna want a navigation for a screen for like actually playing the game. So let's like play. We're probably gonna want like some kind of level ID for this. Perhaps that could come later, but if we have multiple levels, how do I know which level to load? I'm thinking that when we switch to a navigation, we could basically go like, okay, we're going to navigation play, and then we'll have like a level which is probably some kind of ID or name. So it could either be a string or maybe like a usize or something like that. I could do like a U32 to begin with, and then we'll sort of like play around with there, or like the level. Maybe it could just be a string, and we can make it like a UUID or something. And that would be at the beginning when we load up all the levels in here in resources. That's something that we would have to keep in mind. That being said, I don't know exactly how to do that yet. So we're just gonna start with like a generic, just head over to this and we'll refactor and work with whatever errors we get when that happens. Okay, so we have a few errors here. So input handler. Well, one thing I want to do, let's like make these happy to begin with. I don't feel the need to really fill them in yet. What I'm thinking of doing is having in the main library, when we set up, oh wait, is that here? I don't think that's here. I think that's when we set up and we create the navigation, we're setting it to be in the title. So I want this to be play. And this is a way for us to now like just start loading into play right away. And if we had something like an ID in there, I could just load up whatever like the default ID is for whatever it is. Okay, so then I want to like load the game into the world. So let's create a play. Or maybe this is like load the map. Load the game map. I'll just do play right now. There's a lot of sort of like questions and like unknowns that I'm getting into here. So it is going to be interesting. All right, so we want play loader. We want to impl loader for play loader. And we're just going to return OK for right now. And obviously nothing is going to be loaded into it. So then back to you. We want to load you in. Okay, so if we're in play navigation screens, I'm going to do self.play.load and pass in all the normal stuff. So what this should mean is that I should be in play now. I would have thought that it would have been, let's see. So let's see, how do I get the target? Are we only listening to this? How do I know what screen I'm on? I'm almost thinking that we should just listen for like, oh, it's set up as load title screen. That's what it is. Lord Mist, hello. How are you doing? So this is just loading the title screen, which, I mean, it does make a lot of sense. But we want to do self.play.load the world in this context and do that. So if we start there, now we have our blank screen. So this is the play world, and I don't have a level, as it were, right now. So we need to sort of like figure that out. And I'm thinking to separate out the player, sort of like the pixels on the screen and like the world, and like make them not be the same. I'm thinking that we have the world be a grid essentially, and would it be each spot in the grid would be like some arbitrary numbers, like 1 meter, 1 meter, 1 foot, 1 inch, 1 yard, whatever like real world equivalent I want to use for like measurement. And then I can arbitrarily say, okay, well, we have this many pixels. Let's go ahead and like scrunch those down onto the screen, and that's what it's gonna be. Maybe. I guess that, how would I want to load up the world, like load up these characters? I want to put them in. So I'm probably going to want like a level manager that's going to have all the levels, and I can get the level that I'm caring about out of it. So that's probably going to have to be sent in at some point in time so that I can load that. That makes sense to me. So I'm gonna see if I can get away with just a file. This is gonna be the level manager, RS. So there's probably a lot of different levels that we're going to have. I'm probably not gonna have to care about that right away. Let's let's get like a new in here. And let's get this loaded up into the main library. So we're only going to have one right now, but that it clearly means that in our loaders, we need to pass in the level manager so that way the loader can care about that. So at least in setup right now, we need to pass that in, even though in the reality, we wouldn't want to do that at all. Oh, you know what we can do? Oh, I know what we can do. We can continue being with the title screen, so we don't have to do like sort of that. And then here, we can just have title go to play for right now. So when we hit wait, that doesn't make sense. Title. Whenever we want to go to, oh, we could do play, and then in our handle input, in title screen input handler, we can tell you let's see, handle select. You're telling me we want you to go to, oh right, so that is, oh wait, that's the input handler. Okay, hold on. I forgot that I put like the two. I have to, every day I have to like remind myself of what I'm doing. This is title screen play, so create play. Here's this play, and then set navigate to, I want this to be play to screen. So if I do this and we run, can't go to play. Why not? Is that not trying to hit the load? but basically making it, okay, so navigation screens, play. That's what we're going for. I know that play loader is not doing anything, but should be erasing itself. Is that right? Yeah, when I get this navigation screens event, that should clear the world. So this is clearly not happening because the world's not being cleared. So then let's head back into the library. Let's sort of like trace this a little bit. For input, let's see. Okay, so game button down event. We get this. We go to the handle controller input. So we come into here. We have all this information. Oh, play. We then want to so we have all of these: title screen, level select, and settings. This is the input handler. Because title, we then have the title screen to handle the input select so it figures out what that is. Is that right? But then, yeah, because we're not at play yet. Oh, I do want it to start. I think I set one of the, like the history. Navigation. Yeah, I want to set you back to title. Will that work? That works. Okay, so now we can go into play from the title screen, but directly. So we're gonna skip going around all the other stuff, like whatever we're gonna do, like the level select and everything else. We're just gonna go straight to the game that we're caring about. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna do lots of little commits here. Also, I'm in a branch here. Oh yeah, because I was gonna be merging that in and I forgot to. I'm just gonna create another branch off of here. So this is gonna be what is that? It's like getting things, so like loading the level. Loading level. So navigate to play. All right, so once I can navigate to play, then I want to like load that level. So that way I can like push, like put the load the player onto the scene. And we don't know where the player yet needs to go, but that's like kind of an important thing. And then we're gonna have lots of other draws to put in too. So in our loaders, we have play here. We're gonna need the level manager. I don't think I need mutable access to it, so it's probably just a reference to the level manager. Once I have that, I need to figure out where, like, get the current level from the level manager. Well, if I need the level from the level manager, that does mean that I need a folder for this. So let's create a manager folder, find our level manager, and you're gonna go in here and get renamed to a mod. And then we're also gonna have a level. All right, let's fix all these errors from moving that around. Okay, so you're expecting a level manager to come in. Okay, so set up. Okay, so that's there. We also expect you to come in at update too. That way all of you will get this. And then all of you need to handle this too. Even though you're not really caring about it. At least not yet. Probably not. And then we need to pass in the level manager into here. We have that. So that's going to be a reference to self.level manager. And we also need it and the setup. Okay, so you're still happy. So I should still be able to run you. I don't know why I get that flash of white whenever I like start the game. I don't know how to like stop that. It happens every time, like very consistently though. It might be just a limitation of GGEZ, and as soon as we switch over to like another game engine, that would just, we wouldn't have to ever worry about it. Okay, so in our level, we're gonna want like we want to get the level when we start loading up that level. So we're only gonna have one for right now. So that way our level manager can sort of not worry about this. So let's just have a sample like the base level. It's gonna be a level. When we create a new one, let's go ahead and new our level up. And so I'm gonna want like a get level, which is gonna get a reference to this level. Or clone it. I don't think we need to clone it. I think it can just be a reference to it. Okay, so let hub function get level. Eventually we can like pass in something to like get a specific level, but we don't have that right now. So we're just gonna return a reference to a level. Which means that we can come back to not that level, play in loaders, and the first thing we're gonna do is get that level. All right, so we have this level. We now need to like load in the player. Well, I wonder if we're gonna need like an asset manager too, because we don't know like what the things are. We're in this version, we're not gonna be loading up like the meshes into the world. Like we've learned that we can't really do that. We have to draw everything out at the same time. So we just need to like store all the metadata about this player. So what do we care about that? We do have a player builder in here. So like insert into the world, basically lets us do all these cool things. So let's I guess just start. We're gonna do a what does insert into world look like? Is it it's a full struct we can do. So insert into world. Insert into world. We create new, and then we just start using it. Okay, there's no navigate to for this, so we want the player to begin with. Set the position. Okay, so we want the start position needs to come from the player. So that's going to come from the level. So this could be like start. Now, how do I want to do like cell coordinates for this? Because I think we do want to like store world coordinates as opposed to anything else. Maybe this could just be a point. You're a point. So here, I want you to be, let's say I want you not to be at the far left edge, but just 1 over. So I want you to be at 1. And then let's bring you like, I don't know, like we could just make you the top of the screen from the top. And we'll just sort of like see how this feels. And then, okay, so we get start in there. So we're gonna get our, okay, so set our position is gonna be the level dot start. Now at the very end of this, we need a build, I think. Insert, I think. Insert, pass in the world, and then that's when we get this. So now it should be easy for us to just sort of add into here. Okay, so we got a position. It's not selectable. It's not selected. It's not a text or text fragment. So that's literally all we're doing right now. I suppose when we draw this out, how we're gonna need to create the system for drawing. So we have the system manager. All we have in here right now is draw text, and update selected. Not anything to do with like drawing the like the player out or anything else. So here also we would need to add in a draw. This is, I guess, like draw play. Draw player. It might, like, okay, so text is gonna be separate, like draw items, like draw assets, draw things. What are draw entities, I guess. Draw entities. I don't know if I need to store anything in here. I'll just sort of keep that in mind in case I need to. Are you public? You are. Now we're gonna want to run inside of this. And then this is where we need to like grab things out of the world. So we definitely need the world. And let's see, what else would we care to like grab out of here? The context. All right, so I want to draw our main player. So let's say right now I don't draw like this asset. So we don't like have to load up bunny, like the bunny right now. Because we're probably gonna have to have some kind of like asset manager then. So we can like create the we can create and like load up that image, or this one holds onto it, that might be good. Can the world hold? I don't know if my ECS world can hold images. We can update it for that. That would work. For right now, let's just take each position, and I'm gonna just like draw something for that. Maybe like a circle for where that is. So we want everything that has a position. So that means we need to do a query. What are we going to query for? We're going to query for the position. I guess it's like a position query, or it's positions equals world. No, that query macro. And then I think is it world query or query world? It's world query. And then it's everything that we care about. So now we can go with the component names. And I don't know why this doesn't find those. Position, ref. Okay, so that gives us our positions out of here. Now we can loop through these. We're almost guaranteed to have more later, so I'm just gonna have the index position equals it's gonna be positions, their enumerate. It's not equals, it's in. But then I'm going to grab out and make it a wrapped position. And you're a point. Okay, so that I cast that. Now I have this wrapped position, which is an RC ref cell. We can like borrow that and we can like turn it into an array. So we can actually start doing, we can create our mesh essentially at this point. So let's let our mesh builder, you have to be mutable. And then in here, I want to do a mesh builder dot, let's just do a circle. Let's just place a circle where they are. So then this is gonna be, okay, draw mode. We'll do a fill, a point. So the location of where this is. Now, this is going to be interesting. If I just go straight to the wrapped position, I'm ignoring the world coordinates. And I'm mapping world coordinates directly, like a 1-to-1 ratio to pixel coordinates. And I don't necessarily want that. So I need some function or like some helper to convert world to pixel coordinates. If I state, okay, so I wonder if I need some kind of like settings for this. and then that would probably go into the world. So in our world, let's like maybe use this right now. So we're gonna function convert world position to pixels. So in this case, I am going to need this position. So we're going to have the world position. Now I have this as like just a reference to a position, but I don't think that will work, right? Oh, a reference to a point. I don't think that's going to work. I think I would want to do this as like a ref point. Can I do that? A ref point. I think I can do it like this. Oh, can I do it anything that impulse? Impul ref point. That might work. Okay. Then I'm gonna return a brand new point from this. So let's say like right now, all we're gonna do is like a 1-to-1, just like it's a 1-to-1. But I'm doing this function so I can come in here and like easily change it without like messing anything else up. So we're gonna create a new point. And then for X, this is gonna be the world position.x, world position.y. Then we got a wrapped position. This is going to be let our sort of like pixel position. Let position. We can even call this like the screen position. And this is going to be a self dot revert. Pass it in. Okay, so the world, this is going to be the wrapped position dot borrow. Gives us that point, and now here we can do screen position dot to array. Okay. Next up, radius, like how big the player is. I don't think we necessarily care at this moment. We're gonna be grabbing this out and like putting this in here. Let's just do like a 10.0 for right now. Tolerance 0.1, and color. We'll just do, let's just do red or blue. How about green? Let's do green. Color, new. G. Okay, so that adds a color, that adds our circle in here. Then we can take our mesh builder. We're gonna build you. Okay, add in that context, and then we're gonna do our graphics draw. And then, okay, so our params, that's gonna draw bubble object to the screen by calling this draw method. Okay, yeah, so draw params. And we don't need anything. We can just new this and we're good to go. Expected trait, okay. So And just do a ref point. That, I guess that works. Now you're upset because none of this is happening. So that means, okay, draw entities, run. We need to set that. So in display, select that, draw entities, run, pass in the world, and the context. And so if I do that, well, that's cool. Right, so every position we're creating this. And that's because like, well, hey, these things have those. Now, if I go into play, ooh, okay, failed. Trying to build the mesh with less than 3 vertices. That's because we emptied out this didn't happen. That's we need to make sure that our mesh can actually build it. Is there a way for us to like inspect the mesh builder before this happens? So I wonder if I debug the mesh builder. I care about only the last one before it dies. So we're just gonna come into here, cause the crash. All right, let's see if we can. Okay, so here's vertex. Trying to build mesh with less than 3 vertices. This is usually due to an invalid input to a mesh or mesh builder. I mean, so it doesn't need 3 of these and not just 2? There's a lot of these in here. Oh no, this is the same one over and over again, isn't it? Okay, these are all the ones from... Oh, here it is. Okay, here's the last one. Vertices is none. Is that because there's one frame in between where nothing gets built? So if that's the case, instead of this build with a question mark here like this, let's try I'm gonna do an if let okay. It can be our mesh equals this. If we have a mesh, we're gonna draw. So handle the error, ignore it if it happens. So we come in here, okay, so nothing draws out. I would have sort of expected to see it up there at the top, but I guess we don't have anything in here. So are there no positions? Did our loader not load that in? Loader play. So I would have expected this to work. Yeah, so we set position. Then we call insert, which spawns entity. And then we have the position in there. So it should, with the component as the position, that should go in. This is play. I suppose we could debug inserting play into world. We would expect to see that debug print out as soon as we get here, but it doesn't. Okay. So where did we go? In our So when we're in the title screen, we create play and we say that you're going to be going to play. So navigate to play when you get this. Okay. Where did we go then? Where did we go? Let's see. We can maybe have, so navigation, we have like this history here. I kind of want to just debug a reference to self.history. Just to sort of see where it thinks that we are. Like, did we successfully like pop and push into that? Title. So we're still in title. We're in unknown. That's what it is. We're in unknown. Oh, I believe I have something that's looking at strings. This. There we are. Okay. So now we can see our unit here. Now, if I want to move it into the correct spot, let's go ahead and clean up some of these debugs. At least that one. I'll get the next one the next time. I want to convert this over into like appropriate unit sizes, like world to unit size. I think I need some kind of settings for that. This is in like the loaders. I think I need like an actual settings file. No, because like those can be set up with the world. So we need some kind of like standard unit size for the world, which maybe could be a point that would give us like the width and height for the mapping. Let's head into the main. We want resource names, and we can do like a unit, like standard unit size. So unit size. Then in setup here, we're going to add a resource. Let's make this just like a nice simple, let's just say that's like 15 by 15. Like it's a nice square here. So now I should be able to grab this out in the draw entities. So in the convert world position to pixels, we need to grab that out. So let unit size is going to be a reference to a point. Going to get resource. I think it's that unit size, the world, and then resource names, unit size as ref. So I think that gives me that now. So then what I want to do is multiply this world position X times unit size.x. Okay, so that does mean we need the world in here, which means we need to pass in the world here. Okay, so it is the thing that oh, no method named cast. So we need to pull in this. So if I do that, now that green circle should be shifted over by like, I don't know, some number of pixels. And it is. Okay, it is shifted over. Now, perhaps it's not shifted over enough. I probably want like let's do like 50. Or maybe like even 150. Let's try 150. See what that ends up looking like. So that would be the start position if it's like 150 over. Okay. So if I wanted to have some kind of like physics to apply gravity to our player character, let's also maybe a lot of changes in here. So we are drawing player a circle in pixel space. Let's see. Okay, so we need gravity. Like what is, we need to add in a resource for gravity here. Self dot, can't do that yet. We need to go in. Let's close up a bunch of these. Ooh. What are you still unsafe for? Oh, handle controller. Yeah, we don't have any play controller inputs yet. That should be fine. Okay. We want resource names. So gravity is going to be a resource names. Okay, so gravity to string, and then you're going to be a point new gravity. So this is going to be interesting. I want this gravity force, so it's going to be 0. I guess like gravity force is sort of understood to be some kind of like F32. So I think I can just put in an F32 number into here. Let's do something like let's try 1.0 F32 and we'll see where that gives us. Now we need a system to update the position. If we need a system to update the positions, that's going to be the system manager here. This is going to be apply gravity. All right, so we need a run on this. What are we caring about for you? For our apply gravity system, we need the world so we can get the gravity out. We're also going to have to find everything that can be affected by gravity. So right now, we're not going to worry about that. Everything can be affected by gravity, but we're eventually going to want to have like static and non-static things in there. So for the platforms itself. Okay, so yeah. World, I'm going to return a result. So we need to query. So we need to get to gravity first. So let's do that. You know, I already have a helper to get F32. So let's sort of like our gravity value is equal to get an F32. We pass in the world and then the name. So this is going to be our resource name. Gravity as ref. That gives us, okay, that gives us the gravity right there. Then we want to query. We care about positions. Now we should really add in, before I do this, we should make sure we add in like the appropriate things. We should. We have the positions equals, use this query macro, world query, and then this is, what is it? It's world query and component names. Position as ref. Then we have those. Okay, so for... Don't know if I necessarily care about the rest of this right now. I don't know if I care about like index. So for position in positions, we want to like cast this so that wrapped position data wrapper point we cast that. Now I can borrow this mutably and then update that. So we have this gravity force. Now, we need to make sure that this gravity is... Wolver's dad, hello! All tests and assignments are finished. Now you just get to sleep until graduation. Oh, that is the nicest feeling. Congratulations. And have a good lots of sleep. Let's see. What are you yelling about? Wait, did I do this wrong? No, it's okay. It's world query. And I don't need to tell you what you are. Why are you telling me type of annotations needed? I have a semicolon. You should be fine. Oh, I just need to save it. That's what the point is. Okay, bring you in. So let's update this. You're attempting a Discord bot again in C#. Oh, nice. Let's see. Okay, so wrap position. Let's take our position. So we're going to do a wrapped position. We're going to borrow mutably. Then we can grab like the Y and we can just minus equals the gravity. So this is a world position and we're just sort of like updating world gravity to this. I don't know how good or bad of an idea this is. I'm pretty sure it's a terrible idea, but I do want to see like what it happens. Now this is also before we add in velocity and acceleration, which is definitely something we're going to need to do. Okay, so if we do this, we head back into our systems manager and in update, tell it to run. So self dot apply gravity, run, hand it the world. Oh, I think this is gonna be great. I think that all of the title stuff is gonna start falling down, which is gonna be hilarious. Or up. Okay. That's wonderful. I think our gravity needs to be really, 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 really small. And then the other thing is we need to remember that that the world coordinates are different than the pixel coordinates, and gravity is a positive number. Is that right? Add gravity. Yeah, it's a positive number. So I want to add you to gravity because we're going down. That makes sense. Okay. Also, I need to make sure that this gravity is a much smaller number. So 1.0 is like super high. Let's do like 0.01. Try this again. We're still going to see the title, like everything moving down, but it's going to be very slow. But if I hit start, that falls super, 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 super fast. So we need something like a much smaller number here. There you go. Okay, this falls that. This might actually be too small of a number. Because now what I want to do is go into component names, and we want to add in velocity and acceleration. That means we need to register both of these too. And then we can go into our loader for play. We need to go into, like, before we even do that, we need to go into insert into world and add in this too. So we've added in velocity. So we're gonna be an option with a point. And an acceleration option point. So then we'll have to add the sets. And then when we insert, we're also going to have to insert these with this component too. So if let some All right, so I think we're ready to like now insert these in. So we have set position. We want to set a velocity, and you're gonna just have a point new just empty. And we're also gonna have set acceleration, which is point new empty. So this inserts them into the world. So we have this entity that has a position, a velocity, and an acceleration. What are you upset about? You need to be a sum, as opposed to sum. Yes, I know, you're not using that. Then we can query out to make sure we're only getting those things. Like when we can successfully query for like applying gravity, we're gonna apply this to the acceleration. So in this case, the component name is acceleration. And then we add this to gravity. And unfortunately, I'm gonna have to finish this up next time, because we still have to create a system to like add acceleration to velocity, add velocity to location, make sure that those are being run correctly, and just don't have the time to do all of those this morning. So I think let's just clean this up really quickly, get rid of these warnings. So let's see, level manager, we're not using that here or here. Perhaps choosing to do a trait for this, like it makes it easier when I'm writing new ones, but it also like means that I have to like pass in too much in some of these too. All right, so you're all happy now. If you run this, we're all good, and we can go into play and like see our ball sort of falling down. Now that's only because it's applying that gravity directly to the position, which is exactly what we're going to be fixing next time. So let's go ahead and add this in, which is applying gravity directly to all positions. Want to apply gravity to acceleration. And I'm going to go ahead and push this up so it's a branch that everybody can go and then look at and see. And with that, I am going to go ahead and turn the YouTube video part of this off. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.